Do 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 do.
Money! Yep. My name's Tim.
And I'm Jay.
Let's go. Money.
The roots of all evil.
So they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. For any younger listeners who might not know that, listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Please, please, I beg of you, listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
My dad's favourite album. He would play that all the time.
Oh man, mine too.
I love it.
Yeah, it's my favourite album. I think probably my favourite album of all time.
Yeah, here we up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. Like musically and as social commentary. It's just incredible. Yeah, money. We've been putting this off for a while.
Yes.
Because it was like one of the first things we thought about way back when we didn't even have a name for the show. And we were thinking about it was like, what sort of things stress you out on a day-to-day basis?
Basically,
money.
we just wanted to do that intro. That's what it was.
We've been waiting 21 episodes to do that intro, and now we did it.
But
I don't know if it was worth the payoff, if it was worth the build-up.
But it is such a big subject.
It is a big subject.
I think this is why we kind of waited, because we wanted to get into our groove a little bit. I think we would have done a disservice if we did it at the start.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. Because just look how far we've come in these 21 episods so far.
We've got cameras. We've got ring lights.
Our show is now old enough to drink in America.
Yeah. That is weird.
Well, I mean, it's not 21 years old. But
No, not that. But the fact that you can't drink to 21, but you can do everything else at 18, right, in America?
Yeah, it's like how the UK is sort of thinking about lowering the voting age.
16 now, right?
Yeah, 16. I didn't know which way was up when I was 16.
No.
Let alone kind of get my head around the political spectrum.
No.
And where my ideology sits in the range of left to right.
You're chasing girls and you're trying to get booze.
Yeah.
That is what your life is.
Yes. Yeah, good point. It's a weird one. Old enough to smoke, old enough to vote, not old enough to have a drink.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No.
It really doesn't.
Not quite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that we've allegedly got our shit together, despite this chaotic and freeform intro that we've done, we are going to dive into a bit of a mini-series now, all about money, our relationship with money, our view on money, how it links to stress,
Massive. Yeah.
responsibility,
Yes.
self-worth.
Yeah.
Touching on comparisons.
That's a good point, yeah.
As we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's a big self-worth conversation in there. Like, how do you measure your self-worth? And I think a lot of people, at its core, would probably
How well they're doing.
come down to money.
Yeah.
I won't go like plugging other podcasts right now. Maybe in time I will. But I was listening to a really interesting show the other day, and they were talking about like your motivations and your motivators for why you want to achieve the things you want to achieve. And it basically, like, you continually ask yourself why more and more and more until you boil down to like
The core.
your core principle. And that's definitely something like you'll probably find money popping up along the way as part of that kind of journey.
I think there's very few people that don't have a relationship to money. There's people that are off the grid and they just don't care and they live off the earth. And that, to me, actually sounds fantastic. I love that. But
proper freedom.
Yeah.
Not just financial freedom.
Just freedom, yeah.
Actual freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally get on board with that if I didn't have 2 kids and a mortgage and a loan to pay off my car and credit cards to pay off and education fees coming up. Oh my God, I'm already spiraling.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go into that over a few episodes. Today we're going to keep it quite top line, and like I said, just try and kind of explore our viewpoints on money. Before we go any further, please rate and review the show wherever you find us. It will help us a great deal. It really will, because it will open this conversation up to more people who will be able to then find the show because it's been reviewed positively. So in whichever podcast player you choose, give us a nice 5-star rating, leave us a few words. It would mean the absolute world. So, Jay, give us a quick intro on like your relationship with money. Big question.
Yeah, it is. Money can be, for me, all consuming. especially when Kanye West has that beautiful line, and he doesn't do a lot of good things, but that line was good. Money's not everything. Not having it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's
big time.
Really relatable to a lot of people. Yeah. I don't have probably the best relationship with money. I'm not good at keeping it. Once I've got it, it goes. I'm not one.
Is that kind of feckless spending, or is it kind of commitments? I don't mean commitments to like your bookie.
Yeah.
But, just general life commitments.
Life commitments, yeah. Of course, you got your rent, you got your kids, you got nursery, you got this, you got blah, 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 blah. And there's a lot of stuff that, adds up very quickly. And of course, we're living in an area where it's not cheap. No, I don't think anywhere is cheap anymore.
I was about to say, I think cost of living in other metropolitans is actually rapidly catching up with the cost of living in Dubai.
So my parents live out in Cyprus, and when they would come over, it was always, James, how'd you do this? It's expensive. Like, how can you pay that much for a beer? And now they're going, it's quite cheap.
Sorry, for listeners' benefit, give us the current price of a beer in Dubai.
About anywhere ranging between, let's take Guinness, 45 to 55, 60 dirhams, which is £8 or £9, maybe?
A bit more? 10, 12.
Which isn't far off London prices, if not exactly the same as London prices.
Honestly, I haven't had a pint of Guinness in London ever, because I don't drink Guinness.
Right, fair.
But I mean, when I lived in London, in a London kind of getting beers after work, £6 a pint.
And that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah. So it's definitely gone up since then.
You'd think so. Got inflation, cost of living, all of that.
Got a lot to answer for. So,
we're back onto the list of things that Jay says has stuff to answer for. So we've had dairy, the nebulous concept of dairy. Now we've got inflation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
you were.
I have a good relationship with money, but I've always had the mantra, money comes, money goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you don't have it tomorrow, maybe you'll have it the next day. And, it's always there if you can seek to find it and work towards it. I've never been... Okay, a lot of this conversation, of course, is going to go back to that year period where I was really struggling, where I didn't have a job, I didn't have finances, my savings were gone.
A particular level of trauma around money, specifically in that time.
For sure. But since then, when I'm in a job, and now with the company, you become a little bit more detached to it.
Yes.
In the sense that your money's constantly going out. And the first few times that happens, you're like, okay, well, that means our bank balance has come from X, well, maybe from A all the way down to X.
Yeah.
It's just dropped.
Yeah.
And the more and more that happens, because that's obviously how a business grows, you've got to spend to accumulate, and everything's got to work that way. You do become a little bit like, it's fine, it's gone, we'll get it back next month when these payments come in or that payment comes in. So that's actually kind of helped a lot to kind of get over the pain of what that year was for me, for sure. Just being a little bit more, okay, it's fine, it's going to come back. Yes. We're going to get this back twofold or threefold or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's taught you to look at money slightly differently,
yes.
I guess?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Which is nice. I think it's a little bit more healthy. But of course, there's always times when you check your bank balance and you're like, your personal bank balance. This is this is going to be a tight month. This is going to be, no Amazon, no deliveries, no Deliveroo or whatever it may be, no going out. And also that's fine because you got to learn to accommodate what you have. You can't spend above your means.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's sort of, as I alluded to just now, we have education fees now a big part of our monthly outgoings.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to them.
And no, nor should you. And my wife sent me a message earlier on when I just sent her a quick message, basically saying like, "Oh, BT Dubs, here's where kind of my account's at the moment."
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're on the same page. And she was like, "Do you know what? Given all the overheads, we've done okay to not go crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just keep everything cheap as piss."
Yeah.
And then corrected it to POS for possible. And I was like, but I like that. Cheap as piss.
It makes more sense.
Everything has to be cheap as piss.
Yeah.
So that's now a saying in our household.
Okay.
Try and keep outgoings cheap as piss.
Cheap as piss. Yeah.
Cheap as piss. Actually, now that when you mentioned the no more Amazon, no more Deliveroo, blah, 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 no offense, I wasn't saying blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's a very meaningful contribution. It reminds me of something my wife and I do when we know we are having a tight month. And we say no single purchase above, let's say, 40 quid.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
No one transaction can go above 40 quid unless it is an essential item. Weekly, monthly shop, whatever.
Nappies, whatever it may be.
Yeah, okay. Important stuff for the kids. But no just impulse purchasing stuff for anything more than 40 quid.
Yeah.
And that really works. Just having it in our mindset, because it could be that I'm buying a few bits that we might need.
Yeah.
And then I look at the basket and go, it's above the threshold. Do I actually need these things?
I would love you to have a sit down with my wife, you and your wife, and explain that model and how that works.
I don't know if I want to get in the middle of that.
No, I wish you would.
I don't think it's worth it.
I trip over Amazon boxes every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a standard. I think nowadays, for a lot of people, I'm going to work on the assumption that sort of multiple Amazon deliveries a week.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
and now they deliver in like 30 minutes.
Well, do you know what? I ordered some stuff last night, and so that we can do up our little girl's room a little bit, make it feel a bit more cozy and baby girlish. And I saw an option for delivery, which was late night delivery.
Okay.
Where it will come to your house between 3 and 7 a.m.
So you got it in the morning.
And I mean, in theory, but then I also know that I'm going to have an intercom ringing and someone buzzing my phone
that's not ideal.
At 3:30.
Yeah.
Going, Amazon, can you open the door? No.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. And so when it sort of defaulted to that option, I went, no. I appreciate your eagerness to fulfill your deliveries, Amazon. Albeit, surely it can't be nice for the person doing delivery runs at 3 a.m. However, I was just like, hell no. Absolutely no way am I having the potential for... It's hard enough to get my kids to stay asleep. Do you know what I mean?
And to have the doorbell ringing at 3 a.m. is just not going to help anyone.
Absolutely nobody. Nobody's going to benefit from that at all. What is one of your kind of earliest memories of money? Being aware of money? Because we're trying to teach it to our boy at the moment, right? Where he wants something. It can be something as benign as like a chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And I'll go, oh, sorry, buddy, we don't have any in the fridge at the moment. And my boy's 3.5. And then he actually said, not actually quite a while ago, he went, well, just order some. And I went, it doesn't work like that, mate. Not for you anyway. It does for me.
If I want something.
If I want some Maltesers at 8 p.m, I will order it. However, I'm not going to just order you some chocolate milk because you've told me to.
But you did though, didn't you?
But no, I didn't.
You didn't?
No,
okay.
no. But so that's kind of led me to think, okay, we need to try and like just kind of tell you that things don't just turn up whenever you want them.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question,
and things cost money. Relevance. Yeah,
of course. My parents, they didn't come from any money really, and my dad their family wasn't wealthy by a long stretch. There was 5 of them in a very small house, and a lot of love, but no money.
Yeah.
And they just worked their asses off. And I think that was kind of my first insight into it was, okay, this isn't an easy thing to obtain. My father wouldn't have days off for a year. He would just work and work and work and work and work. I remember once it was like 8 months or 9 months into the year, and he had a day off, and that was his first day. And that
outside of weekends?
No. He would plow through.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
7
for
days
8
a week.
months.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And sometimes we used to live the other end of the country. Well, I think this was before I was born, and he would drive 2 hours to work, 2 hours back to work. He just grafted. And my mum was the same. My mum was a hairdresser, and she was everywhere. So I realised very young that nothing's given. If you want it, you have to earn it. And that was really...
How old were you, do you think, when you learnt that lesson, when you realised that?
To kind of really get it into my head, 5 or 6, then I was like, okay, this is not easy.
That is still young.
Yeah,
that's still really young to be picking up on that.
That's not easy what they're doing. It's not. They're really grafting. Yeah. And which is really lovely.
Grafting. Did you grow up in the East End and you were saying grafting at the age of 5?
Grew up in a place called Cheriton.
Definitely not the East End.
No.
Yeah.
so witnessing that and seeing what a work ethic is really kind of helped with the money side of things, because they weren't frivolous with money. They got to a stage where they could, buy nice things and do nice things, nice holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was never wasted money. It was experience money, should we say, that was, spent.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Little bits of money that you've put a little ring fence around.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've gone, we're just going to use this to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
very much so.
Yeah.
So I was aware of money from young, and then obviously I went to a school that was, a private school, and there were kids there that were loaded, like obscene amounts of money.
How obscene are we talking about?
Some people got picked up in helicopters.
No.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Not all the time, but it happens. They would land on
I think even just happening once is quite a statement.
Picked up on the rugby fields, and then they'd fly off.
In the middle of a game, or
no, thankfully not.
He's been subbed off, so the helicopter's come in.
Yeah, yeah. It was a St. John's ambulance helicopter that was picking up. It was a game that went wrong.
Yeah.
No, so there was a lot of people that were, and we were never anywhere within touching distance of what these guys were.
Well, quite.
But you kind of, when you grow up around it, you kind of understand it a little bit more. And
how did that kind of? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
How did that manifest, or did that wealth disparity really become evident in sort of social interactions between the kids at school? Was there then like a little class divide?
No.
A class divide?
Not really. In all honesty, not really. I mean, a lot of the kids there were army kids. So their parents were very high up in the army, and they then got subsidies to go to the school from the army.
But presumably they weren't the kids being picked up in helicopters.
No. And then there's the other half, and there was a lot of foreign students that would come in from Russia and China, and quite a few from Dubai and Bahrain and these kind of areas. So they had cash, but it wasn't a flaunty school. It wasn't anything that you wouldn't walk around and see wealth, if that makes sense, apart from the occasional thing. And it wasn't spoken about. No one talked about it, because I think
that's
at that
quite
age,
good.
Yeah, I think also at that age, people are a little bit shy of it. If they have that amount of money, they don't want to be kind of ostracized or
targeted
for exactly. Yeah. So no,
although presumably in a school like that, because I know people who have worked at these kind of incredibly kind of elite level private schools where actually anonymity is essential, where it's very high profile people who are sending people to the school under pseudonyms.
Yeah,
they might have a particularly distinctive surname.
Not when I was there, and again, this could be the school rumor mill. But apparently there was a couple of years prior a royal family member, not from the UK, from this area of the world.
Right.
And he had security, and they were carrying guns and stuff walking around the school. But I need to, my school wasn't crazy expensive. It wasn't crazy posh. I went there because it was one of the best in the UK for dyslexic kids.
Okay.
So the program there was incredible for what I needed. And that's the reason that I went there. It wasn't James used to go to this school to become this elite amount of people.
Yeah,
it was James.
You're not like being groomed for greatness.
No,
at this. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was very much Jay's not going to survive in the other school, so he has to.
Right.
He has to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was there, and then with my father's job, which was yacht sales. He was in and around money all the time, and these guys. This is crazy money where they're buying these big boats.
Well, that's a real window into the world of the super rich.
Yeah, very much.
Quite voyeuristic.
Yeah. Because I did it for a while when I was over here, and some of the people that you're meeting, and just insane wealth. Buying a 20-30 million euro yacht was like your $40 limit to them. it was nothing.
Look, darling, you have to promise me this weekend you're not going to spend any more than 20 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're feeling the pinch a bit this month.
So he was around a lot of people that were very wealthy. He would take me everywhere with him with work. So not like meetings and stuff, but if there's ever an event or whatever it would be that he could get me involved, I would be involved. So you would be circling with these people as well. So it was quite a broad spectrum of money from
Yeah.
starting to where you kind of finish.
Yeah. I think coming back to the school thing, it's where I actually am really massively in favour of kids wearing school uniforms.
Yeah.
Because it's a great leveller.
Everyone has to look the same.
Everyone has to look the same.
No one's got the new Nikes on.
Exactly. Or, perhaps in this part of the world, something slightly more luxurious. And they then can't use that as a weapon against
very much so
against other kids in the class.
Weirdly enough, where it came out was sports equipment.
Oh, really?
So yes, you're correct. We had to wear a uniform, and of course it was a boarding school. So in the evening you were allowed to get changed and
get in your civvies,
and actually sometimes not, only in a few days I think. But sports equipment, who had the best boots, who had the best cricket bat, who had the best tennis racket. So that's where there was a big social standing in what equipment you had and you were coming into school with. Hockey stick, oh, yours isn't graphite. Ooh, okay, all right.
You're just turning up with like a girder.
just a stick I found by the pond. Yeah. Across.
Just a little metal pipe you found outside. Yeah.
But yeah, the sports equipment was a big one. That was an indicator. And I remember
Interesting.
I was quite good at cricket at school, and I was captain for the B team, but I was captain. I was really happy about that. And
second best captain around.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And I got a V1500 cricket bat, and it was like a Harry Potter, when he gets a Nimbus 3000.
Sounds like Slazenger.
It's not Slazenger. I can't remember the name of the brand of it.
Doesn't really matter. No, Great Nichols.
Something
sounds like that.
Yeah. And it was like, oh my god, you got that. That's so cool.
Do you know? I went completely the other way when I played cricket at school. I had I think just a show us your cricket bat. Your run-of-your-mill cricket bat that you buy in like Decathlon or something.
I think it was Slazenger. I think you're right. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And but then when I was at home, in the garage one day, I basically found like this proper ancient cricket bat, and I think it was my dad's from when he was younger.
Oh, that's cool.
But it had one hell of a spring out the middle. Yeah, I mean, I rarely found the middle of the bat, but yeah,
when you did it went well.
When I did it, proper left.
Yeah.
And then I spent ages like taking care of it, knocking it in again, oiling it up and all of that just to kind of get it looking good. And I turned up. And what was quite striking about it is that it had zero branding on it.
Oh, just a piece of wood.
It had a tiny little bit that just said Grey Nichols at the top. And so you knew it was a decent quality bat. But it was like light as hell and it flew when you hit it.
That's cool.
And so I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
And there's something kind of cool about having like a completely unmarked retro bat. Yeah. I mean, it was great when I was batting at number 11. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to talk a little bit more about kind of like our formative memories about money, the first time maybe we got worried about money, stuff like that. So yeah, back after this.
Hey guys, welcome back. Versus Mind.
Yep.
So, when was the first time you got worried about money?
I mean, I earned a bit of money just in like part-time gigs when I was a kid. Worked in a clothes shop, as I teased last week.
What clothes shop?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was called Hagar.
Hagar.
And it was an American brand, real mid-range American brand. And it was in an outlet centre where I grew up in Kent. And it was brilliant in how shit it was. It was brilliant because the slogan for it was stuff you can wear. I was like,
yeah, it's brilliant.
Does what it says.
That is a brilliant slogan.
Does what it says. It was very much middle-aged man.
Right.
Who, the style was very much like middle-aged man who has realised he can't get away with wearing young people's clothes anymore.
Okay, so it's a step up.
And so goes...
age bracket up.
Definitely age bracket. Yeah. Quality, no way. It was like kind of crap chinos and checkered shirts. That sort of thing.
I would have had you down as a top shop at that age.
It was, honestly, it's because basically the day I turned 16, my mum frog marched me around the local area, putting pitiful CVs on sort of store checkouts.
What CV can you have at 16?
I studied history.
Stayed alive to 16. Now need money.
Yeah. Then you talk about your skills, don't you, and your personality.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not just like, I've got sort of 15 years experience working in sales.
I think I had 2 jobs at 16. I was working pot wash in the pub down the road from us.
I did a bit of that for a mate's mum's catering company.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah. So I got paid good money. I got to eat the food, and the food was lovely. And they'd always give me a pint at the end of after lockout.
Cheeky.
Yeah, and then Dad would always come pick me up.
Nice.
We don't have to, Dad. It's 10 minutes down the road. No. I want to make sure you get home, son. It's all right. He just wants to have a beer.
There it is. There it is.
And then Waitrose.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pushing trolleys at Waitrose instead of...
I was on the checkout.
Because of the looks.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah. Because of the old...
I looked about 12.
Old earner. Yeah,
I looked about 12 back then. The people do double takes with this shirt that was the smallest one they had that was like a gown on me.
And you got the audacity to ID people trying to buy booze.
Well, I wasn't allowed to. You're not allowed to.
Oh, right.
You got to call someone over, which is really
of course, I've had that. But
yeah,
I've had that before, where I've been asked for ID, and I've like, have you got ID?
Do you know the best thing about that, right? Two of my closest mates from the UK worked there. One of them worked on the meat, and the other one worked on the fish or something like this. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, they'd run around with the ticket gun, ticket machine, get your mum in. We're doing it now.
Yeah.
Everything 50p.
Yellow ticket.
50p. So massive stakes, 50p.
Oh, mate. Do you know what? Whenever I went there and it was empty, I knew it was an inside job.
Yeah, it was.
Now I know for sure.
Mum was literally would follow in the one day he'll do his mum, next day it'll be my mum, next day it'll be Jack's mum, and it would literally just be a whole shopping thing. And then you have to make sure that they came to your till, so no one got a little bit suspect.
Oh, okay. So I worked in the clothes shop for a bit. No. And did that for like one day a weekend when I was 16. And then I worked in a bar at a hotel, which was cool. That was all right. But then you're kind of just like, you're dealing with... this is going to make me sound like such an arsehole. You're dealing with like small town middle managers.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who love lording it over the 18-year-old working bar.
I've got the perfect image in my head.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah.
It's like tiny non-problems that are actually a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I got properly assaulted when I was on my last day of college, right? Because we got our results that day, and then loads of us went out, got drunk. This girl in my class kissed me. Turns out her boyfriend was there, and I didn't know that she had a boyfriend.
Oh, that's
and
not
him
fun.
And his mates kicked the shit out of me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it's brutal. And it's not a sob story. But then I basically had to call work the next day, being like, I can't come to work. I've had my head kicked in. Right, I've got 2 black eyes and a broken nose. And she was like, send me a photo because I don't believe you. And I was like, oh, fuck off. Like, I don't have to prove anything to you.
Yeah.
But then I did, and it was basically me taking a very early iteration of a selfie on a Motorola Razr with 2 black eyes, a broken nose, and a middle finger pointing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I sent back. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, don't come in. Yeah. She was asking if I could still come in. I was like, do you really want that to be the look
That's
on?
not
It's a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
You want me working bar, do you? And anyway, coming back to your question, because that was quite a detour. So then when I was earning money then, it was all just like easy and it's free money because you don't have to pay rent, you don't have bills, you don't have to do anything with it. There's no responsibility. You don't have any outgoings.
It's effectively the savings account that you can spend whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly, which I did. I saved it up, and then just before I moved to London to go to university, the week before, my brother gives me a call and he goes, this is going to date it somewhat. He went, I'm just on teletext holidays.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He went, do you fancy going away before you go to London? He's like, I found a good deal to go to Mallorca. And I said, man, I've got work for the next 10 days until I go to London. Like, what am I going to do about that? And he went, not go. Oh, yeah, all right then. And then we booked the holiday.
I can imagine your brother saying that. Actually just going, well, just don't go. Like,
yeah. And but there I was 19. Didn't really have any. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was on this holiday, and I was getting voicemails from my boss, right? Basically going like, started off, Tim, you're late. This is unacceptable. This is really unprofessional. I was like, oh, whatever. Didn't respond. Okay, why haven't you shown up to your shift? You know, you have some explaining.
Oh, you
to do.
didn't tell them?
No, I just went. I just went.
Okay.
Yeah, but they already knew that I was leaving.
Yeah.
Right. They already. I mean, to be fair, I mean, it probably wasn't the most responsible thing that I could have done. But I was 19 and excited about moving to London and wanting to get out of working in a hotel bar.
Yeah.
And then a sequence of voicemails later, it just got to the point of them just sort of quite resignedly saying, "Okay, we get it. You're not coming back, but can we at least have our uniform, please?"
Oh, bless them.
And I never responded.
Oh.
Never responded. And so at that point, it was all gravy. It was great. Like free, like basically free money. Like you've got an abundance of time.
Yeah.
So you spend it making money. Even if it's like basic minimum wage money, you're still taking it. And then when I went to uni, I already had a bit of money ready to go. But it was at uni where I just fell upon so many problems with money, where I would literally have like £1 in my account for a week and just have to survive.
I mean, I have that regularly now.
Yeah. And that was really, 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 really hard.
Yeah.
Where I'd go to like the corner shop, find whatever I can that was cheapest. And invariably it was like a sack of potatoes for £1. So I became the master of like how to make interesting stuff with potato. And also still trying to sustain some form of social life. I was working 2 jobs and studying. And I'd met my now wife. And I was trying to do all these things with still no money.
No.
And there are reasons for that, which kind of basically resulted from a grave miscommunication between me and my parents, where they had suggested and actually openly said that they would help me with accommodation for a bit when I was at uni, because I just wasn't able to do all of that on my own.
Yeah, of course.
And I was assured that it had been handled, and it hadn't. And then months later, like 9 months later, I was told by the university I owed them thousands of pounds.
Oh.
Yeah. And I had to do what I could.
So you could get it done.
And basically just had no money as a result. And that was really hard. I had nights when I was working bar on campus in the middle of winter, depth of winter. Everyone else was going out. I knew that I couldn't afford it. So I went home at like midnight. It was snowing. And I got back to my apartment where my flatmates had gone out.
Yeah, just
and they'd left the electricity meter basically with no credit left.
Oh,
so they'd gone out and left it with no credit, no emergency credit either. The shops were shut. I get home, turn on the light, briefly turn on the heater because it's freezing.
Yeah.
And then the whole place just blacks out.
Oh.
And I've got no money and nowhere to go. And my phone's running out of battery. So I'm basically sat freezing my arse off in a pitch black, frozen solid house at like 1, 2 in the morning. So I'm just like,
yeah, what'd you do?
had a cigarette.
Yeah.
Went to sleep. And it was like at that point where I was like, oh my God, like how the hell am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get to the point where I can actually live? But even then, it wasn't like I've got like bailiffs banging at the door.
No.
It wasn't like that consequential. It was just really, really hard.
I think, look, I didn't do uni. I went a different way around it. And I think that is kind of part and parcel. That seems quite extreme, like not to have money for the electricity, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it is good grounding to lose cash at that age.
Definitely.
Because then you're like, oh, I don't want this to happen again.
Yeah.
It happened to me when I was in France. So instead of going to uni, I was never getting into uni. I went to France and to do skiing. So I love skiing. Yeah. And I worked in a hotel and like clean the rooms in the morning and then in the evening, and then you'd go skiing in the day. It's amazing. The hotel paid, the company paid for your accommodation and your food and your ski pass and your ski hire. Yeah, so we didn't need money.
Yeah.
And you didn't get paid money. I think I was getting paid like 150, 200 euros a month, which is nothing, but it is effectively
have no overheads.
Beer money, which is great. Now, I didn't realise I had an overdraft on my card.
Yeah.
And it was a French machine. It was like a little hole, and it was basically a hole in the wall, barely had a screen. You could just put your thing in. It didn't give you any information, and what it did was in bloody French anyway. So cash in, kept coming out. And after 3 months, I was getting calls from Barclays. And they're like, right, you're in a bit of trouble here, boy. Your overdraft is not where it should be. I'm like, what are you talking about overdraft? I don't have an overdraft. They're like, no, you do have an overdraft.
Very much do.
And you're very much
in it. And you've used a lot of it.
So that was a call to tell between my legs to Mum, you want to prove that everything's good and you're in France and you're doing what you should be doing at that age, and they don't have to worry. Don't worry about me. I'm having the best time of my life, which I was.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit too much, hence the overdraft.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm in trouble. I could be going to court if I don't get this sorted.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. They threatened it to me on the phone. But then again, that could have just been a tactic because I was a young kid and they knew that they could get the money quicker.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, the long tail of that story that I had is that I wasn't able to pay off that debt.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And it went against my name.
Right, okay.
When I was like 19.
When I was having...
And I couldn't do anything about it. Literally couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't pay it off, couldn't break it down into a payment plan. There was nothing I could do at the time.
So
they just defaulted it. Put it against my name when I was 19.
I remember when I was going through my issues over here, and they'd call me up and they'd be like, you could really affect your credit rating. Mate, if you're throwing a credit rating in my face, I could not give a shit. That is the least amount
nowadays,
of concern
though, you're like, oh my God, not my credit rating.
Yeah.
Like, no, genuinely, nowadays, no.
This was a year ago. A couple of years ago now. Yeah, when I was going through that thing, I said the credit rating.
Oh.
I don't care. Mate, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. I don't know how I'm paying this. I don't know how I'm paying this.
Those three numbers are the least of my concern.
Yeah, and that couldn't bother me. Once I get myself sorted, I'll live off my credit card and I'll pay it back. My rating will come back. Well, it's very bad.
That in itself is a danger. That's, that led on to me in the future, after what happened to me at university, when I was trying to get myself in a better position.
Yeah.
The only credit card company that would lend me money is one of those, like, what's the term for them?
Loan shark?
Not quite.
But not far off.
More like a loan piranha.
Yeah, okay.
One of those quite exploitative, very, very high interest.
Sign up for free, no credit checks, but you're going to pay 20, 40, 50% in interest each month.
Easy.
Yeah.
But that was the only way that I could start being able to pay off credit.
Yeah.
In order to show that I'm a trustworthy human being. But then it got to the point where it was like, actually, the interest on that is drowning me.
Yeah.
So you're out of a frying pan, you're into a fire. In the name of trying to build up a better credit score, it got worse.
I don't use my credit card now. I got petrified of them during that time period.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And ever since that, I know I have to, because we want to buy a house, we want to get a mortgage and all that kind of stuff. And I know that it does help with that credit score. But at the same time, I'm like, if anything happens and that's racked up, I'm back to square one and I cannot be in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. And it kind of, it illustrates how people who are incredibly vulnerable can really, really fall into dangerous times as a result.
Credit cards and desperation are a match made in heaven.
Ooh.
Or hell. Or hell, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like you say, they prey. I remember like the day after I paid off my card and it was all done, and I was like, fuck yes, that's out of my life now. I never have to use this again. My credit card is shot to shit in terms of my my credit score, sorry.
Yeah.
Just never going to happen.
Yeah.
I had 5 banks call me up. Do you want to take a credit card?
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm like, are you joking?
Yeah.
Do you not quite know the situation? And
scroll down on my credit history for a bit.
And the same bank that I'd been struggling with called me up saying, oh, you can get a new credit card now. I'm like, oh, I think you want to check your books, mate, because you're not going to want me just now.
I am not the sort of profile of person that you want to be lending money to. Same happened to me. Last month, My wife and I have been working really hard to try and clear not an insignificant amount of debt,
okay.
right, from after we bought the house. And we finally managed to clear it last month. It was really touch and go to get to that point. It was close. And we ended up having to pay off 3 credit cards, right? And then within a couple of days of clearing off most of the final one, I was getting calls.
Yeah.
From like 3 or 4 different banks.
Buggers, aren't
trying
they?
to get me to do it. Yeah, I know. And I just went, no, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Here's a trick for you. Tell them you're self-employed. They'll never call you again. That's what I do.
Yeah, smart.
My business partner says that he's been indicted, so they can't. What is it? It's on the sanctions list.
Wow.
And then they're like, oh, okay. And they literally just hang up.
That's a dangerous game though, isn't it? Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, those are just sort of some of my earlier traumas with dealing with money and seeing the real sort of dangerous side of it. But then that opens up a much wider conversation, which we can explore in next week's episode or as part of this mini-series, which is sort of like the need for financial literacy and understanding and kind of appreciating from a young age what money actually is. And like because one of the things that did happen at university is before all this kind of like debt-driven situation came around is that I actually I broke my ankle, right? Really randomly, a couple of years before I went to university.
you done that twice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Different ankle. So that's one each that I've broken. And my mum was at home one day and saw one of them no pay, no claim, no pay.
Yeah.
Or whatever, no win, no fee, right? One of those lawyer adverts. And she submitted my incident, which was just an accident, right? I wouldn't have bothered anything about it.
Yeah.
But then I ended up getting about £3,000, £3,000 out of this, and they say public money is going to waste.
Yeah.
And then it did go to waste. I went skiing, I went to Glastonbury, I did a few other things.
That's not going to waste at that age.
That was great experience.
Money well spent.
However, if I'd had some more financial education, I'd have then gone, right, actually, if I save a third of this or a half of it, I can still have a great time, but I can actually let the rest sit there and accrue some interest. And then I've got more money in the future and I've got some security and I've got some stability, blah, 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 which is great with the benefit of hindsight and wisdom. But at the time, I'd had zero education on money and how to take care of it and what it actually means. Like my parents did me a solid by setting up a little account in a building society where I had to put a small amount from every paycheck that I made into this building society, right? £5, 10 quid, whatever, maybe a bit more.
But it had to be in.
And then, and also they did it like, they put like a £5 in it every month or something like that when I was like 10 or something. It was something like that. But then I found out about it when I was at uni again. And I was just like, oh, yes, mate.
That's a bit sorted.
And then I just went and just got rid of it.
Yeah.
As fast as it came in, it was out the door again.
Because, I don't know, when you're that age, I think there's certainly something to be said that when you're that age and if you've got a bit of cash, go and spend it. Because like you say, even if you put £3,000 in an interest account, what are you going to make? 20 quid a year? Or whatever it be.
I guess it's like the principle, isn't it?
The principle, yes.
So like one of the things that we're going to try and do with my boy and my girl is say, and I know which way it's going to go 90% of the time, is... okay, you'll get some pocket money. You do your chores, blah, 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 blah. You'll get some pocket money every week. Now, you have a choice to make. You can either save a little bit, buy a toy.
Yeah.
Or if you can get to this amount by the end of the year,
we'll double it.
We'll double it.
Yeah, nice.
So it's up to you.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Do you want to get the short-term gain or see the bigger picture?
He's going to get the toy every single week.
Of course he will. Yeah, of course he will. But you never know.
Yeah.
And it might slowly help plant that seed of just sit on it and be patient.
What could be good is if you find something...
He's also going to get some toys here and there anyway.
Of course, yeah. If you find something that he'd really like, I don't know, like a bike, for example, and then you really want that bike and that's probably 8 months of saving, 6 months of saving, and mummy and daddy will help you get it. And then he's working towards a goal rather than just working towards something that is an idea of buying a toy, which he's not too sure what it would be. Yeah. That's probably the way I play it.
Yeah, and that was like... something that my dad did with me when I was a lot younger, where there was a guitar that I wanted, and it was like, well, if you want, this can be birthday and Christmas and 6 months of pocket money. or something. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, okay. And just kind of didn't even think about it because actually 6 months of pocket money doesn't really make a difference when you're 13.
No.
So I was like, yeah, okay, sounds great. I get a guitar. Brilliant. But I didn't learn anything from that.
Apart from the guitar.
Well, I learned how to play. Yeah, I suppose I learned how to play the guitar. Yes. Yeah. So it's things like that where if we instilled a bit more like financial literacy and education at school, even though kids are not going to give a solitary shit when they're at school,
no,
at least something might go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot that can be said about this for so many things that I think kids should be learning at school that they're not. Maybe something to do about politics, maybe something to do about, like you say, financial, taxes, all these kind of things that are just left and you're expected to know them.
Yeah.
And they're so bloody important to your daily life.
Definitely.
Okay, maybe not the politics side of things, but certainly the money and everything else.
Yeah.
It is so important. And you're right. Unless you have parents that have a very good grounding, a very good understanding and are good at explaining it onto you.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we were, I think, both fortunate to have.
Or perhaps went through the sort of things that we've been through recently. Because we want to make sure that our kids don't ever have to go through that.
No, of course.
But also, like you said, it's good grounding.
Yeah.
And, like, nothing humbles you more than trying to light your last cigarette from your last match at 2 a.m. when it's freezing cold and you've got no electricity and nothing else to do. That's pretty grounding.
That's not fun.
No.
But learning.
Yeah.
But an experience.
Yeah. So we want to hear your kind of stories. This is going to be obviously anonymously. We're not going to just start openly talking about people's financial backgrounds.
We don't need to know the bank details either. Or balances.
If you want to send us the front number on the credit card and the one on the back as well.
That 3 number one's an important one, right?
That's crucial. Yeah. That is essential. Yes. And
did you ever see on Twitter someone, I don't know if it's Twitter or like Instagram, someone had just got their credit card and they put a picture of it saying, I got my first credit card, and then someone sent a message like comment going, oh no, that's fake, show the back, let me see if it's fake. And she showed the back of it on the next image and just got hammered.
Yeah, I'm sure the credit card did get hammered.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Well, that's a very quick lesson in financial literacy, isn't it? If you like, we'd love to put some stuff out on Instagram about this, because this is a deeply personal thing to everyone. Yeah. And it's still a taboo kind of subject. People don't like talking about it. So we'll run some polls on Instagram. We'd love to see what you think and what actually is a little bit of a social experiment. What people are happy to talk about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
how far people are happy to engage with this subject matter. Because if it comes to next week's episode and I'm like, but it turns out fucking nobody wants to talk about this, then actually that kind of backs up our need to talk about it.
Well, yeah. Then we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The right subject.
So yeah, find us at Man vs. Mind Pod on Instagram. You can send us an email, manvsmindpod@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll be back with the second part of, actually, I don't know how many. We'll see how it goes. Because all of a sudden, we're 50 minutes into this episode and I hadn't realised that we'd been speaking for quite so long.
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah. And so yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Cheers everyone.
Bye.
Bye.